This mini hot fudge chocolate cake should be illegal. Like, how are you gonna taste that good when you take no effort and less than 30 minutes to make? I love you. And as a bonus, this cake is also eggless. We're gonna start with the wet ingredients. Let's take 2 tablespoons of oil, 3 tablespoons of full fat yogurt, and 2 tablespoons of boiling water. Give this a good stir to remove all lumps. Add 4 tablespoons of sugar and whisk it in. Now let's sift in the dry ingredients. 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1.5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. Sift them in and then gently fold until you have a beautiful shiny chocolate batter. I'm using this mini Dutch oven, but you can also use a mini skillet or a large ramekin. Go ahead and pour in the cake batter. For the hot fudge, take 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. Give it a good whisk to get rid of any lumps, and then sprinkle this all over that chocolate cake batter. Lastly, take 1/3 cup of boiling water and carefully pour it all over and into the oven. Serve the cake while it's still hot with a dollop of whipped cream, and you are ready to enjoy. So good.
Let's make some breakfast sandwiches that you can meal prep and keep in the freezer for a quick suhoor. Or if you're like me and love eggs so much, you can also have these for dinner. We're going to start with a blend of ground beef and turkey and then spice it up, and also I like to add a little bit of brown sugar for a bit of sweetness. We're going to take our English muffins, cut them in half, place them on a baking tray lined with parchment paper, brush generously with butter, and then pop in the oven to bake until beautifully golden. Now we'll cook our sausage patties until beautifully seared on each side, and then we're going to cook our eggs. Make sure to grease it well so they don't stick, and then season with salt and pepper. Finally, it's time to assemble. We're going to add our cheese, sausage, and the egg, and then transfer it to some sandwich wrapping paper to seal it up tightly. Store in the freezer, and whenever you want to enjoy one, just pop in the microwave for 60 to 90 seconds and the cheese gets so ooey and gooey. I also like to add sauce at this step, and that's basically it.
Calling all cinnamon roll lovers, have you ever made dry and crusty cinnamon rolls? I've been there. I made this ugly one in the past, but don't worry, I've got your back. Save this video because I'm going to show you how to make the most softest, pillowy and fluffy rolls ever. First, ensure that the yeast is active by mixing the yeast with warm milk, sugar and melted butter. Allow the yeast to proof for 10 minutes. I hate the yeasty aftertaste that you get with some rolls and donuts. I only added 1 teaspoon of yeast. Note that this slows down the dough rising process, but it reduces any yeasty aftertaste. A foamy texture indicates that the yeast is alive, otherwise the dough won't rise, resulting in less fluffy rolls. Incorporate 2 eggs and salt, then add plain flour. Stir with a spoon until you get shaggy dough. Resist the urge to add more flour. It's supposed to be a sticky dough. It will come together as you need it. Knead it for 20 minutes until it reaches a smooth consistency. Place the dough in an oiled bowl, cover and allow it to rise for 1 to 2 hours, or longer depending on how much yeast was added, until it doubles in size. Prepare the filling by combining softened butter, light brown sugar, cinnamon and cornstarch. Once the dough has doubled, punch out the air, knead it briefly on a floured surface, then roll it out flat. Spread the filling evenly, roll the dough tightly and cut it using a dental floss or a knife. Butter a baking dish and place the rolls inside. Cover them for another 30-minute rise, or you can leave it in the fridge overnight. When you take them out, let them come to room temperature for an hour before baking them. Pour warm double cream over the rolls to enhance their softness. Bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes until golden brown. For the cream cheese frosting, mix softened butter and cream cheese until smooth, then add icing sugar. Spread this over the baked rolls, and that's it. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Say goodbye to those crusty rolls and say hello to the fluffy, irresistible treats.
This is Ramadan recipes. Let's make chili cheese garlic naan. This is one of those recipes that you could make for a quick starter for iftar. The naan dough is literally just 2 ingredients of plain yogurt and self-raising flour. Add 1 cup of Greek yogurt and 1 cup of self-raising flour, then mix it together until it starts to form a dough. Once it comes together, knead it with your hands for 5 minutes. The great thing about this recipe is that you don't need to rest the dough or let it rise. You can cook it straight away. This much dough makes about 4 to 6 small naan. Add a spoon of your favourite chili sauce into the centre of each naan. Disclaimer, this is not my favourite chili sauce, it's just the one that I had in the fridge. Then add grated cheese. I recommend a mix of mozzarella and mature cheddar. Cook on high heat on your tawa or dry frying pan for 30 seconds until you start to see brown spots. Then put it under the grill on high heat for 30 to 40 seconds until it looks like this. Make a quick garlic butter using garlic, butter and chopped parsley. Brush this over your naan and serve warm. If you're making a stack, keep the naan in foil so that they stay soft. That's it. So simple, literally 20 minutes. Enjoy.
This is one of the best and easiest viral trends I've ever seen. It's a
keto stuffed croissant
or cookie.
Now, if there's one thing I'm not making from scratch, it's a croissant. So with the help of the Too Good To Go app, I picked up a bag of pastries that were about to go to waste at a local coffee shop and got 3 pastries for the price of a single croissant. A slightly stale croissant is perfect for this since it'll be twice baked. All you do is stuff your favorite cookie dough inside the croissant and on top just like an almond croissant and bake for about 15 minutes for a gooey and underdone center. While this might seem incredibly over the top, the combination of flaky croissant and gooey cookie dough feels bakery worthy and tastes phenomenal.
I don't know about you guys, but as far as I'm concerned, Ramadan is incomplete without fried food. And these crispy lasagna rolls are the perfect upgrade for your iftar tables this Ramadan. They're really easy to make, soft and cheesy on the inside, and super crunchy on the outside. To make the simple spinach Alfredo sauce, saute some finely chopped onion until golden, then add garlic, salt, pepper, chili flakes, and Italian seasoning. Add some flour and milk and cook until the sauce thickens, and end with some Parmesan cheese and spinach. Separately, boil some lasagna sheets until they're cooked and separate them so that they don't stick together. Now for the coating, we will use these delicious and crispy classic round crackers from Back to Nature and crush them up with some Parmesan and chili flakes for the most amazing coating. Take some mozzarella sticks and cut them into the size of the lasagna sheets, and then it's time to assemble. Divide each lasagna sheet into half, spread on a generous layer of the sauce, place a mozzarella stick on one end, and then you're going to roll up the sheet as tightly as you can without squeezing out that filling. You're going to chill the rolls so that they firm up, and then you're going to dip each roll first in egg and then into the crushed crackers, making sure that they are nicely coated on all sides. Fry the rolls in some medium hot oil until they are golden and crispy, and with that, it's time for you to dive in and enjoy.